Hey y'all, welcome back. It is me, BrittReacts, and today we're going to react to Wokebusters. This is their newest video. Donald Trump brutally takes down woke reporters for 10 minutes straight.
Donald Trump, you are known for your terrible haircut, and now I can see why. Your hair sucks. You look like Justin Bieber caught on fire.
What's the difference between a wet raccoon and Donald J. Trump's hair? A wet raccoon doesn't have $7 billion fucking dollars in the bank.
Here's what happens when you try to mess with America's
That was clearly
president.
pre-presidency at a roast.
Confidence and charisma. That's why the woke crowd can't stand him. He always claps back with something sharp and on point. So let's check out some of the best moments where Trump put woke culture or disrespectful reporters in their place. First up, he breaks down why guys shouldn't be competing in women's sports.
Or the weightlifter.
Okay, before I let this video start, I think this video was posted before he started his second term. That's just information. It has really nothing to do with anything. I'm just letting you guys know that. But I wanted to address something. In the last Wokebusters video I did, a lot of people were... I think I mentioned, like, the word woke did not mean what it means now, as far as I'm concerned. This word used to mean, at least from where I'm from and the people that I've been around, and I've spoken to so many people that I know personally that are like, yeah, I don't know when this happened, but woke was like, you were highly spiritual, like third eye thinking, you know, the universe, and you were just... woke to things that were not just surface level. You were deeper. You were a deeper individual. That is what I have always known woke to be. And I understand now the word has taken on a whole new meaning. But it just sometimes, it hurts my heart because I'm just like, who decided that we were going to take woke and say that that's what it meant? So I don't know. I guess I'm interested to know what you guys, has woke always meant this to you? And it's just like who I've been around and where I grew up that it's meant something different, or do you agree with me? I'm interested to hear your take. It's just a lot of people, the channel is called Wokebusters, so then my thumbnail is going to probably always in some way allude to wokeness, because as you just heard the introduction, that is what this channel is all about. So yeah, that opening scene I think was from a roast. I think it was before Trump's first 4 years in the White House, and I that was another thing. I've said this before on my channel. Donald Trump, before he became a politician, before he got into politics, I don't think he was a politician before he became a president. He's a businessman, but he also was like very much someone in the culture, right? Like he was known as this mogul. A lot of rappers had him like in their videos and rapped about him. Like he was someone that would do a roast. And, you know, then you kind of, things shifted. He became a president. I don't know if a president can do a roast. I don't know, maybe. But I just think he was, before all of the presidency stuff, he was someone that would do something like that and be able to like make fun of himself. Now it does feel like if you make fun of him, he's gonna like bully you with his words, but I don't know. All right, let's get into this video. I just needed to like have a moment with you guys on that, because y'all are very sensitive about this word woke for whatever reason. I don't know, like as if it's like your last name, but do you, boo?
First up, he breaks down why guys shouldn't be competing in women's sports.
What is his
Or
stance?
the weightlifter. I think it was like 218 pounds. I know, that's a lot. I can't lift it. I don't know who can. Any of our ex-Trump people, they're all Trump people. Kevin's saying he can lift it. I don't know about that, Kevin, but that's a lot. 218 pounds, and she got over that weight, and she was going to break it. They put a half an ounce here, half little tiny ring on top of these big barbells, dumbbells. And they go, and she went like this, and she got to break it. Stood for 11 years.
Stood for 11 years.
My mother and father are screaming, you got it.
Is he trying to be funny?
I'm so proud of my girl. Well, she couldn't do it. And then this guy comes along. He's named Alice.
I'm sorry, but when all this presidency stuff is done, if Donald Trump doesn't go into comedy, his team is steering him in the wrong direction. He's telling the story. I think he knows the story is funny, but like the timing, like he's got great comedic characteristics in his personality. Like y'all can't tell me he doesn't. This is hilarious the way he's telling this story. What? I have not heard of this story. Along comes a guy named Alice. I've not heard this story.
He's named Alice. And he looks at the weight.
It's just wrong. It's just wrong. That is
We
wrong.
could have put another couple of 100 pounds on. I think he would have lifted it. It's so disrespectful to women. And they say it's politically incorrect. It's so disrespectful to women.
It's wild to think some people actually hate this guy. But you know what's even crazier? The fact that men can still compete against women. Now that Trump's back in office, I'm sure he's gonna handle that.
Okay, so this video is after. Okay. All right, let's keep going.
Can still compete against women. Now that Trump's back in office, I'm sure he's gonna handle that.
One of the loopholes he took advantage of when he claimed $1 billion loss that enabled him to avoid paying taxes.
Did you use that $916 million loss to avoid paying personal federal income taxes?
Of course I do. And so do all of her donors, or most of her donors. I know many of her donors. I pay tremendous numbers of taxes. I absolutely used it. And so did Warren Buffett, and so did George Soros, and so did many of the other people that Hillary is getting money from. She complains that Donald Trump took advantage of the tax code. Why didn't she change it? Why didn't you change it when you were a senator? The reason you didn't is that all your friends take the same advantage that I do. And I do. You have provisions in the tax code that frankly we could change, but you wouldn't change it because all of these people give you the money so you can take negative ads on Donald Trump.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Like Trump said himself,
Damn.
if Hillary hates the tax code so much, why didn't she fix it when she was a senator? Honestly, that's just straight up pathetic.
Illegal immigrants are...
To say the narrator of this video, I mean, the channel is called Wokebusters, so his whole MO is to bust wokeness. But to say he has picked a side or is clear on, I shouldn't say picked, he's clear on where he stands is an understatement. All right, let's keep going.
When she was a senator, honestly, that's just straight up pathetic.
Illegal immigrants are causing tremendous crime. Tremendous.
Immigrants commit less crime than U.S.-born citizens.
Illegal immigrants. I'm talking about illegal immigrants. I'm not talking about immigrants. I'm talking about illegal immigrants. I'm an immigrant. You're an immigrant. We're all immigrants.
The Pew Research says that there are, for immigrants on the whole,
Come on, try getting it out.
I'll get it out.
I mean, I don't know if you're going to put this on television, but you don't even know what you're talking about. Try getting it out. Go ahead. You're a very naive person.
If they want to go toe-to-toe with Trump in a debate, at least show up with some legit questions they've actually looked into. Honestly, so cringe.
You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used...
Okay, in reference to the last clip, I've said this before. I think any journalist who is entering a space with someone, they should just be prepared, right? And someone who is maybe notoriously known for how they handle interviews, this is anybody. Like, I think too often we see these journalists, these reporters who just are ill prepared, and in that way they lose any ability to be right because you didn't even come prepared. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Obviously that video did not have much context for me. I don't know what the interview was about. I don't know how long into the interview it was. I don't know, but she got flustered, and then, you know, she's like, I will get it out. And it just like, he shut her down. He shut her down. And now I don't even know what her point was, but it's lost. It's now lost. And so it's like, if you're going to come at it, you got to come correct. Do you know what I mean?
women of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabbit to describe black district attorneys You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much.
All right, I think I talked about this briefly. This is at I don't know the exact title of the organization, but it was like Black Journalist Convention or something like that. And this, to my understanding, was the first question they asked him. And in my opinion, because y'all are here watching my reaction, Donald's response was him trying to deflect from her factual presentation, just kind of quoting him and then giving him some facts and then turn around and asking him a question. I don't think it was disrespectful. I think if Donald can dish it, he should be able to take it, right? And so if you're saying these things and now someone is asking you to just maybe explain if you've said these things, why would you want the black voter to support you? I don't think her question was wrong. I don't think it was worded in wrong. I don't know if she said hello or not, but I don't know if, does she need to say hello? Does he say hello to does every reporter say hello? Here's what I will say. I don't think Donald Trump spares anyone for their, I don't think, let me see how I'm trying to say this. To me, I don't think it matters your color, your race, your gender, where you came from with Donald. If he likes you, he likes you. If he doesn't, he doesn't. If you are of negative, if you think negatively of him and you speak negatively of him, you're going to get a version of him that you wouldn't get if it was the other way around. I don't think that he has a bias there other than if you like me, I like you. If you don't, I don't. Do you know what I mean? That's my opinion. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I just think that's my opinion. I think it has way less to do with all these other factors, whereas he's somebody that all right, you talking crap, I'm talking crap. If you're not, I'm not, But I do think here in this situation, he just totally deflected. He didn't want to answer the question, and so he started to sling mud the way he typically does. My opinion.
I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country.
There's people clapping. I didn't know that.
Employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina.
And all of this may be true, but he's not answering her question, which is why I feel like he's deflecting.
I've done so much, and and I say this, historically black colleges and universities were out of money. They were stone cold broke.
Okay, I take that back. He is addressing the question. The question is why should black people vote for you after you've done all this? So yes, he is answering the question. He's saying, here's why, here's what I've done. But I think maybe what people expected was for him to respond to her quoting some of the things that he said and things like that. So I retract that statement. He is actually responding. I think in the beginning, though, there was a little mudslinging, and he was trying to kind of skirt around the front half of her question and just answer the back half, which he did. He's answering it.
Colleges and universities were out of money. They were stone cold broke, and I saved them, and I gave them long-term financing, and nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that. And let me go a step further. I was invited here, and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense. And then you said, you can't do it with Zoom. Well, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom, and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour late. Just so we understand, I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working, or something was wrong.
Mr. President, I would love if you can answer the question on your rhetoric and why you believe that black voters should trust you with another 4 years.
Okay, I do agree. He did answer the question. she should have said, I'd like to know why you said these things if she wanted answers to that. I think I admittedly got caught up in that too. I'm also going to tell you guys, I have seen just a clip of this, and it hasn't been what I have seen didn't go past him saying the ABC thing. So that just goes to show you how media can kind of spin it, or social media can spin it, because what I saw was just the clip of him saying up until the point where he said ABC. They're a terrible news media outlet. But I do think he answered the question. He just didn't answer it in the fashion, I guess, that she framed her question, thinking that he would answer or refute or rebut or attack her for kind of quoting him. He deflected from that first half of it, but he did. The question was answered. He said, this is what I've done, so this is why black people should vote for me. He is entitled to feel like her coming out the gate with that questioning was however he feels. He's entitled to that. This whole thing is interesting. I didn't know Kamala was meant to be there. It's just interesting. And I'm telling you this admittedly, like, I just didn't know these things. I'm sure I could have found out if I watched the whole interview, but I only saw a clip of it. So yeah, this is interesting. I'm excited to see what you guys have to say in the comments.
President for the black population.
Hold on, let's go back.
And I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working or something
Mr.
was
President,
wrong.
I would love
think
you
it's
can
a
answer
He is
very
getting off topic now.
nasty question.
Why you
I have
believe that
answered
black
the
voters
question.
would trust you with another
I
4
have
years.
been the best president
And he's
for the
answering it
black
again.
population since Abraham Lincoln.
Better
That's
than-
my answer.
better-
It's honestly crazy how almost all the media is so biased against Trump. Like, I don't get it. If anyone knows why, drop it in the comments. Even with all the good stuff he does, they're always digging up some random dumb thing from his past to complain about.
Left-wing gender insanity being pushed on our children is an act of child abuse. Very simple. Here's my plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth. On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. A process that includes giving kids puberty blockers, mutating their physical appearance, and ultimately performing surgery on minor children.
Y'all know how I feel about this topic. It's wild to me that this is even a thing that we're allowing. Okay, so I do know it's strong. I have seen that Trump has, since being in office a little over a week now, given almost 120 executive orders. I know this was a big one, but this has been a big one that the conservatives have been fighting against for a long time. And I think whether you like or dislike Trump, whether you identify as a conservative or not, whether you identify as a Republican or not, I think there needs to be some real deal conversation around this topic, because no child, whether they want it or not, whether the parent wants it or not, should be exposed to hormonal changes, one, prematurely, but two, before their body has even started to hormonally change. Children change with the wind. The 10-year-old in my house switches up on me in ways that give me whiplash, and not about her gender, but just emotionally about anything. So I just don't understand how we're not coming to an understanding together as a society on this one, and how it just doesn't make sense to let children who are saying they feel like they are other genders, they identify as other things. You can feel that way. There's no problem. Feel that way. I'll call you whatever name you want me to call you. I'll buy you whatever clothes you want to wear. But let's allow you to go through puberty. I don't know. I just don't understand why this one is such a big deal. I think, a lot of people just don't like Trump. And so no matter what he says, even how right this topic could be, they just don't want to hear it because it's coming from the wrong messenger. But I'm just going to agree on the statement of who was it? Bill? Was it Bill? Not Bill. Dang, Mayer. Bill Mayer. I'm just waiting to see. I just want to see how it all unfolds. Like I have nothing but the desire for hope and goodness to come out of all of this, but I can't tell the future, and I don't know what's going to happen. I'm finding the more that I involve myself in this type of content that I am somewhere I don't have a side. I don't have a side. I can agree with certain points on either side. I can tell you that I grew up Christian. I am a believer in Christ, and therefore foundationally in the core of who I am, I align with a lot of things that are conservative as far as the household and, school and things like that. But then I am also very compassionate and very understanding of just people who identify as other in any way. And I'm saying other as in other than me, like different from me. So yeah, I struggle often because I think sometimes just the messaging is painful, but the message is not wrong. So, here we are. All right, I'm going to let this wrap up, but I just felt the need to say that because y'all sling things around and make assumptions about me all the time. And I've never once come on here and told anyone I was a Democrat or a Republican, I was a conservative, or I was a liberal, or left or right, up, down. The only thing you can see is that I am black, I am woman, and I tell you I am Christian. And anything else, you really can't decide for me. And that's not my right to decide for you. I just love hearing all sides, all opinions. It's just educational to me. It's helping me navigate. Like my child is growing. My children are going to grow up in this world, and I need to know how to have conversations with them. They meet children who have two parents of the same gender. They have, kids who identify as LGBT. Like I have to be able to navigate this in my household. So I'm not closed off to any of it. And it's why I think I enjoy watching the content. But yeah, I'm interested to get your take in the comments, so talk to me down below. Graciously and kindly, might I add.
Can you believe this?
This is the guy the media loves to trash. He's out here trying to protect kids from stuff that could seriously mess up their future. But the media still acts like he's the bad guy. It's just nuts.
Are you ready for some tough questions?
You're going to be fair.
I'm going to be fair.
Just be fair.
But you're okay with some tough questions?
No.
You're not okay with tough questions?
I want him to be fair. You don't ask Biden tough questions.
I didn't want to have this kind of angry. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Well, then you brought up a lot of subjects that
Well, I said
were
I'm going to ask you
inappropriately brought
tough
up.
questions.
They were inappropriately brought up right from the beginning. No, your first question was, this is going to be tough questions.
Why?
You don't ask Joe Biden. I saw your interview with Joe in 60 Minutes. I see Joe Biden giving softball after softball. I've seen all of his interviews. He's never been asked a question that's hard.
Okay, but forget him for a minute.
No, but you
You're
start
president.
with me.
She's not denying it.
You started with me. Your first statement was, are you ready for tough questions?
Are you?
That's no way to talk. It's no way to talk. I think we have enough of an interview here, Hope. Okay, that's enough. Let's go.
He calls it off. He shut it down.
Why do you keep calling this the
Yikes.
Chinese virus? There are reports of dozens of incidents of bias against Chinese Americans in this country. Your own aide, Secretary Azar, says he does not use this term. He says ethnicity does not cause the virus. Why do you keep using this? A lot of people say it's racist.
It's not racist at all. No, not at all. It comes from China. That's why. It comes from China. I want to be accurate. Yeah, please, John. Please. I have great love for all of the people from our country. But as you know, China tried to say at one point, maybe they stopped now, that it was caused by American soldiers. That can't happen. It's not going to happen. Not as long as I'm president. It comes from China.
Yeah, just like they called it the Spanish flu, the Chinese virus is gonna be called the Chinese virus. It's that simple.
Overall, South Korea has
Well?
done 5 times more tests than the U.S. per capita. Why is that?
I don't think that's true.
That is true.
Who are you with?
Yahoo News.
Do you want to respond to that if you have the numbers?
South Korea's testing was 11 per 100,000, and we're at 17 per 100,000.
All right. Are you going to apologize, Yahoo? That's why you're Yahoo. Nobody knows who that is.
Yeah, you know it's bad when they have to use fake data just to go after Trump. But of course, Trump and his team came through with the real numbers to shut it down. What you earn comes from the value of your work. It's not about your gender. If you're vibing with this, check out more videos on screen, and I'll see you in the next one.
What you earn is the value of your work. It's not about your gender. That is in reference to the DEI initiative being pulled back and things like that. Which, you know, people are... So, I mean, there's a lot of talk about this and what this will mean moving forward. People want equality. Women activist groups want equality. And I think DEI being pulled back for some feels like equality, and for others it doesn't. I don't know. Let me know your take in the comments. This one was an interesting one. I fear what's coming next. All right, guys. Make sure you're subscribed. Like this video. Hit your bell notification if you want to see more, and go and have the day you deserve. Bye.